Bright sunlight poured through the tall windows of a beautiful mansion. Everything inside looked expensive and perfect. But what was happening inside those walls was heartbreaking. An old man with a weak, tired body was down on his knees on the shiny wooden floor. A mop had fallen from his shaking hands. A bucket lay on its side next to him. Soapy water was spreading everywhere, mixing with his tears on the floor. He put his hands together like he was praying. His voice was breaking as he said words that cut through the quiet air. "Please, I'm your father." Standing over him was a young woman. She was his son's girlfriend. She wore fancy clothes and looked down at him with mean, cold eyes. Her face showed no care or concern. Instead, she smiled in a cruel way, as if watching him suffer was funny to her. "If you care about being kind, if you believe people deserve second chances, and if you think love should win over meanness, then please help us right now. Like this video, leave a comment, share it with others, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. When you support us, you help us keep sharing stories that really matter. Stories that can change how we treat each other." The old man's name was Alfred Rowan. He used to be strong. He used to be proud. He used to laugh all the time. But life had been very hard on him as he got older. His wife had died from sickness. He lost his job because he became too old. He lost his house because he couldn't pay his bills. The only thing he had left was his son, Victor. Victor had grown up to become a very successful business owner. He was a millionaire now. He lived in this huge mansion where Alfred was kneeling on the floor. But as Victor became more successful, he had slowly pushed his father away. Alfred had been left outside, ignored and forgotten. That morning, Alfred came to the mansion with hope in his heart. He wanted to make things better with his son. He wanted to feel his son hug him again. He wanted to show Victor that family is more important than money or success. But when he walked into the house, his old legs tired and slow, he met Cassandra. She was Victor's fiancée. Cassandra looked as perfect as the mansion itself. Her makeup was flawless. Her dress was made of expensive silk. She wore jewels that shined in the light. But her beauty hid a mean, cruel heart. To Cassandra, Alfred was not the father of the man she planned to marry. He was an embarrassment. He was something ugly that didn't belong in their perfect life. Alfred had tripped while trying to clean up water he had accidentally spilled on the floor. His old knees couldn't hold him up anymore and he fell down hard. His bones hurt badly as he grabbed the mop to try to steady himself. Tears filled his eyes. He felt pain in his body, but even more pain in his heart from feeling so ashamed. That's when he cried out those words. His voice was desperate and honest. "Please, I'm your father." But Cassandra just laughed at him. Her voice was sharp and mean. It bounced off the walls of the big hallway like pieces of broken glass. She made fun of his old, worn-out clothes. She made fun of his shaking hands. She mocked him for saying he was the father of someone as important as Victor. Every cruel thing she said hurt Alfred deeply. His heart broke more and more with each insult. He remembered carrying little Victor on his shoulders in the park. He remembered staying up late at night to fix Victor's school clothes with needle and thread because they were too poor to buy new ones. He remembered going hungry so Victor could have enough food to eat. All those times he gave up things for his son. All that love. None of it seemed to matter to Cassandra. The tension in the room got stronger when suddenly they heard a key turning in the front door. Cassandra stopped laughing for just a second. Her mean smile disappeared as Victor Rowan walked through the door. He was tall and looked confident in his expensive suit. Victor looked exactly like the powerful, successful man everyone knew him to be. He was holding a briefcase in one hand and his phone in the other. But when he looked up and saw what was in front of him, his confident look disappeared. He saw his father lying on the floor. He saw soapy water spread around him. Everything stopped. Victor's face turned white. He dropped his phone and it made a loud crashing sound on the floor. His heart started beating fast and hard. In that single moment, he didn't see just a weak old man. He saw his father, the father who used to be his whole world. He remembered the rough, working hands that had picked him up every time he fell down. He remembered the gentle voice that had sung songs to help him fall asleep. He remembered the strength that had kept him safe from everything scary. And now that same father was on his knees, begging, being treated terribly in what should have been his home too. Victor looked at Cassandra. She tried to say something, tried to make an excuse, but the angry look in Victor's eyes made her go silent. Victor walked forward slowly. Each step was heavy. He knelt down on the floor next to Alfred. His hands, which were clean and strong, reached out to hold his father's shaking hands. "Dad!" Victor's voice cracked and was full of emotion. In that one word, all the years they had been apart seemed to disappear. Alfred started crying openly. His tears soaked into Victor's expensive suit as his son hugged him tight. For the first time in many, many years, Alfred felt like someone could see him. He felt loved. Victor whispered that he was sorry. His words were honest and full of real feeling. He said sorry for every time he should have been a better son to Alfred. The mansion that had felt so cold and empty now felt warm because father and son were together again. Cassandra stood there frozen, unable to move. Her arrogance and meanness were falling apart. Victor stood up, keeping his arm protectively around his father. His voice shook with real anger as he spoke to her. He told her that cruelty had no place in his life, not in his future, not in his home. Right then and there, the engagement that had been written about in newspapers and magazines fell apart like dust. Victor realized that no amount of money, no beauty, no power could ever be worth more than the man who had given him everything. The days after that were about healing. Victor made arrangements for his father to live with him in the mansion. Alfred wasn't there as a burden or someone to feel sorry for. He was there as family. Victor made sure Alfred had everything he needed. But even more important than things, Victor gave his father his time. He gave him his love. He showed him gratitude. The mansion was no longer just a place to show off wealth. It became a real home. You could hear laughter there. Father and son ate meals together. The bond between them grew strong again, quietly and powerfully. Alfred, even though he was old and his body was weak, walked with a lighter step now. The loneliness that had weighed down his heart was gone. Dear viewers, if this story made you feel something, please take a moment right now. Like this video, share it with people you know, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. These stories are more than just entertainment. They remind us that love, forgiveness, and kindness have real power. They can turn even the coldest, hardest moments into something beautiful. And before we finish, I want to ask you something special. Write in the comments and tell us, what does family mean to you? Who is that one person in your life you could never give up on? Because when you think about it, Alfred's story isn't just his story. It's something we all understand. We all want to be loved. We all want to be remembered. We all want to be treasured by the people we call our family.